Welcome back to the Gran Turismo Online League. It is time for yet another great evening of racing here tonight for Grade 3s at the Nurburgring GP circuit. It's going to be a fun one here tonight. We're going to see some great drivers ready to go at it here at one of the most famous racing tracks in the entire world. We got a fun one here tonight. 15 laps through weather, through a lot of strategy. It's going to be fun to watch. Qualifying just ended a few minutes ago. Take a look at the right-hand side of your screen to check out the starting lineup. David Pinkston Jr. clicked off his first pole of the year. He's going to start P number 1 and get that bonus point. P2, Crossout Birdie. P3, Gavin Morrison already picked up a win this season. Board Worden, excellent qualifying effort. He wrangled that Caterpillar skid steer car to a top 5 starting position. Current points leader, P5, Javen Tucker. He's got a little bit of work to do. P6, Jack McKevitt. P7, Ike Clockman. P8, Peter Braxton. P9, the driver of the day, Isaiah Smith. And P10, the hopefully Rookie of the Year, Braxton Marshall. But let's talk to a couple of drivers real quick. Let's see if we can talk to tonight's pole sitter, David Pinkston Jr., and see how he is feeling about tonight's race. What's up, David? You're rolling off P1. How you feeling after getting the pole for tonight?
I think I got a chance to possibly win here. Worst case scenario, top 3, I believe.
Looking forward to see what we can do. Good luck. And let's start. Let's see if we can dial up the P2 starter, Crossout Birdie. He had a really good starting or qualifying effort. What's up, Cross? Rolling off P2 here tonight. How are you feeling about your chances here?
We're feeling pretty good. Vlad is running a bottle Smirnoff down to me as we speak, so yeah.
A good way to start the evening. Good luck to you tonight. Let's talk to one more driver. Let's see if we can talk to Gavin Morrison. What's up, Gavin? Rolling off third spot, last spot on the podium. Man, you've been building up some momentum, have some good positions. I believe P2 in the standings right now, if I'm not mistaken. Got to win, and how you feeling going into this race?
Pretty good. I just got to keep it on track, and that should be all right after that.
Well, good luck you're here tonight. Looking forward to see what you can do. That'll do it for driver interviews. Without further ado, let's go trackside and get this thing going. 15 laps here at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Who will get it done? Who will come out on top? Will it be one of the front runners? Will it be someone strategizing their way out of the middle of the pack? Or will it be a surprise from farther back? Who will get it done here tonight? Down on the grid, ready to get things going. Cars side by side. Pinkston Jr., Alberti, Morrison, Wharton, Tucker, McKevitt, Clockman, Braxton make up your top 8 here at the starting spot. The fans are on their feet. The lights are set to go out. And the lights are out. We are racing with the Grade 3s at the Nurburgring. David Pinkston Jr. gets a good jump there. He's going to get out to a decent lead down to the turn 1. Now this is going to be a really troublesome spot. 2, 3 wide. Crossout Birdie ships it. He gets really loose. Opens the door for Javen Tucker. Tucker already moving up. Side by side for the lead between Gavin Morrison and David Pinkston Jr. Morrison clears him off of turn 2. Here they come, roaring to life now. Tucker up on the podium. A huge hornet's nest back there from 3rd back to 7th. These guys battling it out. Tucker onto the podium now. Bumping and banging back there for P5. Mostly single file now throughout the top couple few. Board Wharton under fire side by side with Crossout Birdie. He completes the pass, sliding the 22 car in front of the Alberti machine. These guys winding their way down to one of the most famous hairpins in all of racing. Tough corner, tough to keep the momentum up. Not over slow, not overdo it. Very easy to overstep this racetrack. There's not a lot of runoff area. So if you make that mistake, it's gonna cost you here. Tough start for Crossout Birdie. He started P2. He's gonna fall back to P5 after that start. Gavin Morrison, he slipped out front early in the Mountain Dew machine, and he has got about a 7/8 advantage over David Pinkston Jr. Pinkston Jr. did start on medium racing tires. Gavin Morrison does have the advantage with the soft racing tires on. Javen Tucker back here in P3 is mediums. A lot of mediums throughout the pack. Looks like Gavin Morrison is, I believe, the only one Braxton Marshall back here in P10. He's currently running the top 10. He has racing softs on as well. So 2 cars on the racing soft strategies. Well, everyone else pretty much on racing mediums. And it looks like Board Wharton under fire from the Alberti machine. See if he tries to make a pass going down in the turn number 1. Yes, he does, looking not quite able to get there. They do take a shot though. Yes, he does. Side by side now for P5. Ooh, off the track a little bit. It's been interesting how they set up this. Board Wharton still side by side with him. He's able to clear him off the corner. Maybe a little contact there. Javen Tucker now in their view. They're still side by side for P4. Board Wharton nips the grass a little bit. He's going to get loose. That opens the door for Jack McKevitt to gain these 3. 3-car battle now for the P4 spot. Now P5 spot. Looks like Alberti slipped away a little bit of a bumper there from McKevitt. Board Wharton slips back into P6. McKevitt up into the P5. Now let's take a look at Javen Tucker. He's P2, but man, his worst finish this year is 2nd spot. He has been one of the most consistent drivers in all of GTO racing, so tonight makes no difference. Looks like the battle might be starting to heat up for the lead. Gavin Morrison's tires may be starting to wear out just a touch. David Pinkston Jr. He is hot on the heels of that leader, Gavin Morrison. James Tucker back here. He's got cross out Birdie starting to gain some time on him. A couple guys close, pretty close to each other here. Make their way through a couple of turns. Javen Tucker trying to hold off these other couple guys. Still pretty decent battle going on for the lead now. Gavin Morrison still currently in control. Here comes Jack McKevitt making his way to the front. Looks like he might try to take a shot here at cross out Birdie for that P4 spot. Ooh, both of them slipping and sliding in that runoff area, trying to get the most grip they can. Clockman back here in the P7 spot. Not quite the starting spot he wanted. He's going to have to dial up some strategy. He wants to work his way to the front. Ooh, cross out Birdie, way off pace. Something happened to him. He's dropped way back to P7. That moves a lot of guys like Board Wharton and Jack McKevitt up. And those Board Wharton and Jack McKevitt are going to go at it now for that P4 spot. Using all the track they possibly can, trying to get as much grip as possible. We got a race going on for the lead now. Gavin Morrison, the soft starting to wear out a little bit. Dave Pinkston Jr. starting to get a little bit bigger in the mirror for that P2 spot. Down on the turn number 1, Pinkston Jr. trying to play it safe. He's got an excellent run out of that first corner, though. It's really difficult to set up those first 2 corners. You mess up one, you're going to mess up both of them. Ooh, both of them slipping and sliding off of the track, trying to get the power down. Pinkston Jr. looking to take a shot. He's all over the rear end of Morrison with the crossover move. Here he comes, side by side for the lead. Down between Morrison and Pinkston Jr. These two racing side by side. Could help Tucker behind him. Maybe a little bit of contact there. Pinkston Jr. is going to take the lead, but Gavin Morrison says not so fast. He's trying to take another look at it. Morrison with a good run off of that last corner, but do those softs have any life left in them? He's been running them pretty hard so far this race. Trying to set up the pass now. Still within a couple of car lengths of each other. And down the latter half of this road course here. So Gavin Morrison is starting to fall back a little bit. Tires starting to fade out a little bit. Jamin Tucker about 3 seconds back. He may be starting to gain. Oh, he's off into the grass. Tucker into the sand pit and around. Tucker makes a huge mistake off of the podium. That's going to cost him a lot of spots and a lot of time. Loses 2 spots back to P5 and loses a couple seconds to the leader. Looks like he just got really loose into the corner. Able to halfway save it, but not before he made a little sand castle there in the sand pit. Able to get it back going though. Tough break for Jamin Tucker so far, but that moves Jack McKevitt. Man, Jack McKevitt actually started a little further back, I believe outside of the top 5, but he's up onto the podium now as they run. Board Wharton's right there with them. Jamin Tucker's not too far back from them. We still got a battle going on between these top 2. Morrison trying to hang on. Maybe nip at the heels of the leader some more while those softs still got some life left in them. About a third of the way through this race at the moment. Be sure to see what drivers try to trek their way back up through the field. About half a tank left in the cars that they run right now. Starting to get a little bit more dim out. There could be a weather change upcoming. It's one of the few tracks on the schedule that we might see some weather at. Peter Braxton back here in P8. Beautiful crimson GTR paint scheme on this Porsche 911. Most famous schemes in all of GTO. Isaiah Smith, the driver of the day, hanging on that P9 spot. Braxton Marshall back here in the Dodge Viper Mountain Dew car. About a second, 1.2 second advantage for David Pinkston Jr. up front. Starting to get spread out now throughout the pack mostly. Tucker starting to regain some ground here. He's got about 2 seconds to go to the 22 car, which is right in front of him. Cross out Birdie, he's still back there in the P6 spot trying to regain from that early race incident. Ike Clockman back here in P7. Gavin Morrison trying to stay in touch with the leader. These 2 guys, they shot out to a pretty early lead. When will the strategy start to take effect here? Will be the real question. Going to be approaching the halfway mark coming up soon. Looks like these guys they should be able to make it on gas. If they one-stop, so this may be a one-stop race here. So I cross out Birdie, made a little venture onto the dirt there. Saw some dust flying. David Tucker starting to catch the 4th place driver, Board Wharton here. Now we've seen that Auntie Anne's car make a lot of appearances here in the GTO League. It's been a very famous paint scheme, very well-known car. Has a lot of wins in that car back in the touring days on GT Sport. Really cool to see that car come around every time we see the grade 3s on the calendar. Board Wharton trying to hold off one of the best here. Talking about Board Wharton here for a second. He is putting together an excellent run here tonight. Been inside the top 5, was on the podium for most of qualifying, qualified P4. Under fire from Javen Tucker. Here comes Javen Tucker to his inside. Tucker not quite able. Whoa, little contact there. Able to clear him though off of the corner. Still nose to tail as they head down the front straightaway. The battle is on for P4. Will Board Wharton repay the favor? It looks like he does. Sends it in to the inside. Maybe not quite. Still all over the rear end of Javen Tucker. It looks like Tucker maybe starting to slip away just a little bit. Looks like these guys are mostly equal on tire wear and fuel. Ooh, a little sin there from Board Wharton. Not quite able to get to Tucker though. Little slip up there from Wharton. That's going to open the door for Tucker to shoot out to about 7/10, 8/10 of an advantage over Board Wharton there. Still got about 2 seconds to go ahead of him to get to Jack McKevitt. And I tell you what, David Pinkston Jr. has set sail. He's at a 4.5 second advantage over the P2 driver, Gavin Morrison. Of course, Gavin Morrison's those tires, those racing softs on his machine are about as cooked as you can get. I think a lot of these drivers may be trying to hold out to see if there's a weather change coming up, see if they need to put on those racing tires and not waste that pit stop, but they may not be able to make it, so this may have to be a 2-stop race if they can hold on. Gavin Morrison now falling into the clutches of Jack McKevitt. Those racing soft tires have pretty much given up on that Mountain Dew machine. As we're right at the halfway point of this race, here comes Jack McKevitt trying to take a look. Not quite able to get there. He should be able to coming up. I think Gavin Morrison is going to have the pit this time. That tire is giving up. He's going to drag Jack McKevitt on the pit road with him. 2 cars coming on the pit road this time around. So pit strategy started early here. Looks like Javen Tucker is going to pit with them as well. Board Wharton stays out on the racetrack. So a couple guys staying out. Board Wharton cycles up into the P2 spot. Now he actually has some pretty good track position right now. Has some good track position tonight, so he may be able to work on a good strategy, put it together, and put together a good finish here. Like Clockman's going to cycle up in the P3 spot, his first sight of the podium this evening. As Gavin Morrison and all these guys are getting services done to their car, they should only have to refuel one time, but if they have to come in for tires once again, probably see a lot of these guys switch the softs to try to have a quick sprint toward that weather change that may very well be coming up soon with the way the radar and the clouds are looking side by side now. Straight off a pit road for the P5 spot between Gavin Morrison and Jack McKevitt. Morrison swapped to those racing medium tires. Ooh, a little bump, little nudge there to the Jack McKevitt machine. Here comes Javen Tucker, though. He's trying to get up with these guys. They're using all the racetrack they possibly can. Tucker out on racing softs as well. Now, all these guys, they're about 30 seconds, about 26 seconds off of Slinky there. These guys that just pitted. About 6 seconds behind Peter Braxton, who stayed out as well. Ooh, they made some contact there. Both of them off in the hairpin. Peter Braxton in P4 and Braxton Marshall there in P10. We got a hell of a battle going on back here. P6, Javen Tucker completes the pass on Gavin Morrison, and he sets his sight on Jack McKevitt once again, trying to make his way back on the top 5 here during pit cycles. And man, David Pinkston Jr. on fumes brings it in the pit road. And it looks like Board Wharton is going to have to do the same thing. So this should be just about everyone coming on the pit road. Except I believe, Ike Lockman should be able to stay out for a good while longer. He has a good bit of gas left in the tank. Has probably just been back there riding mid-pack, just kind of minding his own, saving his tires, saving his gas. This could very well be an excellent strategy call by this Out of Luck Racing team here. David Pinkston Jr., Board Wharton get their car serviced. Peter Braxton is going to bring his car into pit road. And it looks like this group right here that the battle is raging for is going to cycle up into the lead, if I'm not mistaken. Depending on how much is not the lead, but they actually know. Dave Pinkston Jr. still able to stay 8 seconds ahead. That shows just how huge his advantage was over the rest of the pack. These three still going at it for the latter spot in the podium. Who will be able to get it done here? The battle is on between Jack McKevitt and battles going on throughout the top 5 now. Tucker sets his sight on trying to track down David Pinkston Jr. But man, David Pinkston Jr. has just been about as fast as you can be here. Ike Clockman is getting tracked down by Gavin Morrison, or not Gavin Morrison, Dave Pinkston Jr. Pinkston Jr. just cutting off tenths every single turn. Javen Tucker leading the charge of the second group back here. We're working back up the P6, trying to make his way. As Ike Clockman has just about been caught by David Pinkston Jr. About to have another battle for the lead here in a second. Under a second between the top two. Clockman does not have, not pitted yet. Ooh, Pinkston Jr. takes a look, had a huge run. Side by side, still for the lead. Maybe a little contact with the wall for Ike Clockman. No damage for him, though. He's going to slide in behind. Pinkston Jr. back to the lead here in Nurburgring. Excellent racing so far here tonight. Coming up on 5 laps to go this time around. Who will get it done? Who will be able to finish this one out? About a 3-second advantage now for David Pinkston Jr. Javen Tucker is hot on the heels, or tracking down. Ike Clockman should be able to make pretty quick work of him, but man, he has been burning up the fuel and the tires there. These guys keep pushing as hard as they're pushing. They might not be able to one-stop it on fuel. They might have to take a little splash of gas here to complete this thing off. 5 laps to go as they cross the line this time by. Mostly spread out now throughout the pack. Crossout Birdie brings his car to pit road. Crossout Birdie on pit road. Clockman still hanging on the P2, has about a 3-second advantage over Javen Tucker. Looks like Clockman's probably going to the pit this time around, starting to run low on fuel. Javen Tucker's just about caught him. Mostly spread out now. Board Wharton has been able to slip past Gavin Morrison for that P6 spot. Gavin Morrison starting to close the gap actually on board Wharton here. Battle starting to heat up between Jack McKevitt. Ooh, there goes Magic Slinky. All right, Clogman's going to pull his way on the pit road off of the podium. That moves board Wharton and Jack McKevitt up in the battling for the podium here. So, battle starting to go on now for P3 spot. Not that many laps remaining, starting to wind down here. Slinky's came out on intermediates. Looks like he's anticipating some wet weather. See if the track would get wet enough for those intermediates to come in handy. A lot of these guys maybe just trying to one-stop this thing, make it to the end. Tucker up in the P2. Could be another excellent finish for him tonight if he can finish it off. But an 11-second advantage for David Pinkston Jr. though, as he has been stellar all night long. Battle's on for P3 once again. Board Wharton has closed the gap to Jack McKevitt. Wharton looking for a shot at a podium here tonight. The windshield wipers have actually come on. Could be starting to see some precipitation here at the track. Board Wharton is trying to take a look here for that P3 spot. Be a big deal for that team. Guys aren't that far back off of Javen Tucker, only a little under 2 seconds now, so they still have a shot. And there it is, the rain's starting to fall here. The track is starting to get pretty wet pretty fast. If all these guys had the pit up front, Slinky could be in the catbird seat with those intermediate tires on. Could be an excellent strategy call by him if he's close enough to the leaders. Will the track get wet enough? Who will try to stay out and who will make the switch? Don't want to be one of the last to make the swap. Still 3 laps to go, coming the 2 laps to go just around. The leader, David Pinkston Jr., ducks on the pit road. Looks like he's going to make the swap. Does Javen Tucker follow? Tucker follows on the pit road and looks like he's going to drag a couple more with him. A lot of these guys following on the pit road. Gavin Morrison misses pit road. Maybe he chose to stay out. Morrison did not pit. Looked like he might have been trying to. Either missed or overshot it or changed his mind last second. Gavin Morrison inherits the lead here. Doesn't look like that much precipitation on this part of the racetrack. There it is, getting a little heavier. If it stays dry enough, Gavin Morrison might have just won himself this race. A lot of guys going on heavy wets. Still not quite wet enough for intermediates. It's getting there at a couple of parts of the track. You take a look at the damp meter there in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. But Gavin Morrison still out on the track. About a 9-second advantage. Will he choose to risk it? Will he try to stay out? Now it's starting to get pretty wet out there. 2 laps to go here at the Nurburgring. Now this is when you got to be perfect. This is when every single input to the car counts. Ooh, Gavin Morrison already slipping. Gavin Morrison's around! Gavin Morrison spins out of the lead! That opens the door. Here comes David Pinkston Jr. Morrison backward on the racetrack, trying to get it back going. Here comes Pinkston Jr. Pinkston Jr. is the new leader. Morrison spins around on those racing slicks in the wet weather. Here comes Javen Tucker. He's going to try to inherit P number 2 from the now struggling Gavin Morrison. The 99 car zips past the Mountain Dew machine. From the lead, spinning out. Gavin Morrison is probably going to have to put some wet weather tires on. All these guys anticipated the weather change, and look at them now. David Pinkston Jr. up to the lead. Javen Tucker, P2, Gavin Morrison hanging on for dear life. Still could be anyone's race. Anyone could make a mistake in these treacherous conditions out on the racetrack. 5-second advantage for Pinkston Jr. to get his first win of this season. Gavin Morrison limps his way on the pit road. That's going to be a disappointing end to him. But the white flag is out. One more lap to go. 4.5 seconds. 4 seconds now. Separate the top 2. Warden close to go for a podium. He's got 5/10 to go for P3. Still about a 4/10 advantage between the two for the 3rd place spot. But under 4 seconds now. Both of them slipping and sliding for the win here. Still a lot of track to go. Anyone could make a mistake. Anyone could mess up. Down to 4 seconds now. Javen Tucker has been cutting off a lot of time. He gained about a second in the first half of the lap. Does he have enough to get to David Pinkston Jr.? Pinkston Jr. a little slow in the wet weather conditions. There they are on the same straightaway. 3.5-second advantage. But it's diminishing pretty quickly. Javen Tucker is thundering forward in the wet. But Tucker's on fumes. Does he have enough gas is the question now. Look at the fuel gauge in the red. Down to 3 seconds. Tucker is cutting into the lead, but does he have the fuel to get there? Down to 3 seconds, but only a handful of corners to go. Can David Pinkston Jr. hang on, or will it be Javen Tucker stealing one here at the Nurburgring? The final few corners, here it goes, down to 2.5 seconds, 2.3 seconds. Tucker's running on fumes. One more turn to go. But it looks like it's going to be David Pinkston Jr. picking up his first win in this GTO season. Javen Tucker finishes P2, and the battle for P3. The bumpers being thrown back there, cones flying. Jack McKevitt finishes P3. Board Wharton grabs the top 5. Now on back for the P5 spot. Magic Slinky, after that pit strategy to throw on the intermediates and one stop this race, he's going to come across salvaging a top 5 from the day. And Gavin Morrison back there in P6. Heartbreaker for him. Almost had the winning strategy. He's going to limp across in P6. Peter Braxton looks like he will come around and complete the race in P7, P8. Isaiah Smith in P9. But let's talk to tonight's winner, David Pinkston Jr. Let's see if we can dial him up. And David, you here?
Yeah.
Man, congratulations on the win. How does it feel to get that first win of the season here tonight at the Nurburgring?
It feels great. I felt like I gave myself enough of a cushion in the dry because I knew I wasn't going to be that good in the wet, and yeah, came down to that cushion I had, and yeah, won with that.
Well, congratulations on the win here tonight. How were you able to just get that strategy right at the end? How are you feeling about, two stopping this thing versus one stopping it?
Felt like yeah, that rain came right at the right time. My tires were starting to wear. I had built up enough of a gap to where I didn't have to worry about Javen catching me. So yeah.
Well, congratulations on the win here tonight. So have fun in victory lane. Let's talk to the P2 finisher there. As you see David or Pinkston Jr. just celebrating in victory lane. Let's talk to the second place finisher, Javen Tucker. Let's see how his thoughts. What's up, Javen, man? Started a little further back in the pack. You had to work for this one, though, but another P2 finish. Worst finish this season is P2, so one of your most dominant starts of the season yet. How are you feeling about the completing that P2 finish here tonight?
The run at the end felt great. I needed the rain to come a little bit earlier, but my main concern is I cannot figure out the Wordle today. It's really annoying me.
Well, hopefully your pit crew will be able to get working with you on that, but congratulations on another P2 finish. Let's talk to Jack McKevitt real quick. He rolled off P3. See how he's feeling after that. What's up, Jack? Man, you had a hell of a battle there with Board Wharton there throughout most of the race. How are you feeling after grabbing a podium here tonight?
I'm pretty good. I had a little bit of a tough streak lately, but it feels good to get some good points.
Congratulations on that podium. It's going to help you out in the standings.
Thanks.
And let's take a look at the final results here tonight at Nurburgring. David Pinkston Jr. picks up his first one of the season and the fastest lap, so he'll get that bonus point. Javen Tucker finishes P3, continues the streak. P3, Jack McKevitt, P4, Board Wharton, excellent top 5 from that team. P5, Ike Clockman, P6, Gavin Morrison, P7, Peter Braxton, P8, Isaiah Smith, P9 will be Braxton Marshall, and P10 will be Cross Alberti. So another great finish here tonight in the Gran Turismo Online League. See us all next week. Thank you for joining us, and y'all have a great rest of your evening.